Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Ball Chat. We are here once again. Today we have to say Benton is out. He's on assignment. I think he just took off a spring break. So we have our usual here. Of course, on the phone, the lovely. Come on. How are you doing today, ma'am?
I'm good.
Okay. And of course, my P Junior is always here in the studio. Yes, sir, boss. How are you doing?
Yes, sir. I'm here, sir.
All right. So today we'll have regular discussion. We're going to start off with the week that was in English League. But first and foremost, we're going to go back to our regular ball chat as Bugs and Ballers, our flagship introduction. Who's your bug of the week? Come on.
My bug of the week is Diego Costa. He's my bug of the week. I mean, with a game as important as the one that you had yesterday with Barcelona, you're going to act the fool. We know you're stupid, you know you're foolish, but you acted the fool and got a red card and put your team down a man for basically the entire game. So Diego Costa is my bug of the week.
Okay. What about you, Junior? Who's your bug of the week, sir?
Spanish FA. And it's going to be regarding that same event with Diego Costa. The Spanish FA came out and was it the FA or Diego Costa's excuse? And they're trying to write it off.
I think it's Atletico Madrid's excuse.
Everybody involved. And I'm going to put the Spanish FA in the smack dab in the middle of it. Talking about is a language barrier. Now, come on. Diego Costa is your ex-baller. Which country does he play for again?
Spain.
He plays for Spain. And which league is he playing in again? The Spanish league.
But his native tongue is Portuguese.
Man, stop it, man.
He's a Brazilian by birth.
It's bilingual.
Oh, so he's speaking Portuguese and a Spanish. Okay, all right. Okay. Spanish FA.
But listen, but no, I don't think it's a language barrier, Junior, and that's what they're using because you saw the reaction of the referee. He was like, oh, he didn't even take a minute to think about it. He was like, oh, that's what you said? Here, hold this red card.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that was classic. That was classic Diego Costa. There's nothing changes but the weather there for Diego Costa. It doesn't matter which uniform he's in. Predictable outcome. Yeah. My bug of the week is Arsenal. In fact, last week we put Arsenal on our power ranking, number 10, because we said, oh, they have not lost a game in how many weeks, and they're chopping at the bit to jump in the top 4.
Yeah.
And they went there and just laid an egg.
Yeah.
Arsenal is my bug of the week, both for Mesut Ozil throwing his jacket at the official and the lackluster performance that they demonstrated today. They had the partnership up front and it still didn't do anything.
Yeah.
All right. That's my bug of the week. I'm sorry. Your ball of the week. Come on. Who's your ball of the week?
I'll give it to the entire Everton squad. They played their hearts out today. There was a masterclass in playing football today versus Arsenal. They kind of held Arsenal to, I think, 2 shots on goal. So even the possession was pretty much even. Everton held Arsenal at bay, even with the big guns. So my hat off to Everton. I give them a lot of grief when they mess up, but today they actually made me enjoy their football.
Come on, what's your name? Spell your name for me.
Why?
You know, I mean, I've had this happen to me in primary school. You ever had somebody copy off of your paper and they copy down your name as well?
Wait, both of your names start with K, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's your ball of the week, Junior?
Well, I really wanted to give it to Delafeu, but anytime Watford does anything good for the last, 10 years? Troy Deeney seems to be in the middle of it. Mm-hmm. I have to give it to Troy Deeney.
And so Watford won the FA Cup.
Won the FA Cup.
I mean,
semi-final.
their leg of the FA Cup semi-final over Wolves. After trailing 2-0 early.
Yeah, and scored 2 good goals that Wolves scored, but they were off set pieces. And I never once I felt like Watford was really outclassed or out of the game. Because Troy Deeney
At
was
True Love,
showing
you
up.
didn't think they were out of the game?
No, because all you need is a lucky goal. No,
But you were down at a deficit too.
they were down, yeah. But Delafio goal was brilliant.
Masterclass.
It was a brilliant first goal. But Troy Deeney is the heart and soul of that team.
Definitely.
Big fat Troy Deeney. Because one fat. One look big and fat out of shape, but he's just Troy Deeney.
Yeah, he's definitely a bull terrier.
You can still help Jamaica.
Let's not open that can of worms, please.
That's right. Let's try. Come on, as a woman, it go already. You have to deal with man who want you. You understand? So, my baller this week, I'm definitely gonna give it to the Merseyside side. Everton, they played a hell of a game. Now, having said that, I've got to beat them the same time because they outplayed Arsenal. That means if it was another side, Arsenal could have easily gotten 5.
Yeah.
They had a Rasha goal again. The Brazilian didn't do too much. He had a bevy of opportunities, and they had to take him off the field. He's not in it. So, I mean, we're going to have to see what they're going to do with him. The Arsenal outcast, I'm hearing rumors that he may be coming to MLS because he's not it either. That they put on as usual in the 75th minute. That's all the game he gets these days.
Yeah. Mr. Theo.
Yeah. That's all the game he gets these days. So so let me take my hats off to Everton and their coaching staff. I mean, it's a 1-0 victory nonetheless. It's a hard-fought 1-0 victory, but they outballed Arsenal from my perspective. Yeah. Arsenal had a strike team partnership up top and couldn't get any passes stitched together. Iwobi have the ball running up and down like him is the next Zaha. That's all him a dribble, and no real consistent pass coming out. So
Messer.
Oh. Let's keep talking. All right, that was our Ballers and Bugs segment. So let's talk about the Arsenal Everton lineup, which is one of the premier lineup for the EPL this week. Come on, what say you about what you thought of the game?
You know what? It's for Arsenal now. It's like I'm not sure what you will get when Arsenal is on the pitch. Given Mesut Ozil the armband today, you would think that he would elevate his game, like be a leader. It was the complete opposite. I mean, he was frustrated on, and you saw it when he got off the pitch. He was frustrated off the pitch. I don't know. Everton played like a team that was fighting for their lives versus Arsenal was like, I think we have either the EPL title wrapped up or we are comfortable for getting a Champions League spot. I don't know what your coach is doing. I don't know what Emery is doing with the lineup. He's trying to tweak it, trying to play around it, but it's just not working for Arsenal. You just don't know what you will get when they're on the pitch. And to lose like that to Everton, and Everton could have 5 or 6 goals. To lose like that, it was really embarrassing. And I'm a Chelsea fan, so you must know I know what embarrassing is.
Yeah, I definitely think Emery and big up the countryman. That was his gripe all day in the chat.
All year. All year.
Emery, he needs to get a real starting squad and figure out which is his best squad and put him on with some kind of consistency. What he's doing with Metzer, I don't know if that's helping or hurting. You give this guy the captain armband, you take him from the court, and then you sub him. I mean, granted he deserves his sub, but he didn't start a strong midfield. The strike partnership up the top, they're starving for balls. I don't know.
Do you think there's an infighting going on at Arsenal? Kind of feel like it. It kind of feel like Emery has his favorite players, and it kind of feel like either the board or somebody that has power at Arsenal. It feels like there's a squad tug of war.
Okay.
And Emery, some weeks, all right, let's try it my way, let's try it your way, because Emery has some leverage. They know he's not going to get fired after his first year.
Right.
So he can try some stuff out. It just feels to me like looking at what he did to Ozil sent Ozil out to Sale 3 months ago, right?
Right.
Ozil was a forgotten figure. And then now he's the captain in a fight for top 4. This feels like is a tug of war going on.
Maybe he's rewarding him for showing some leadership on the bench, especially because he's not in the side.
You want to get
Or
leadership?
maybe showing leadership in training.
Right.
You know, 'cause listen, we can always talk about the lineups when we see, but remember, the coaches are seeing the players day in, day out in training. What if Ozil is a training baller? What if he's a training baller where he turns up his game during training, banging in the goals, making the passes, but yet disappears when he's on the pitch?
Well,
I just don't understand. It's just boggling that you would give him the armband.
Well, I am the training guy at this show, right? I am the guy that always talk about training, right?
Right.
Now,
Right.
as a coach, let's say that is true. If that is true, that Ozil is starring in training and goes missing in the games, there's one or two possibilities. It's either Ozil with us when the lights get big, or maybe the competition he's training against
Exactly.
is no good. So that should tell Emery now that Arsenal just not good.
Well, yeah, Ozil cannot handle the pressure of the game these days. He is a lot better at the training aspect of it, it seems. But we've seen it happen with it when we play with the German squad as well this past summer. So I don't tell the lights is never too bright for a World Cup winner.
Yeah.
You know, the lights are never too bright for a World Cup winner. A guy that makes 300,000+ pounds a week. This guy is a general in the midfield for years. I don't think the lights are just too bright for him. I think though he has missed a couple steps and just cannot compete at a different level when it's not training and you're not playing to hurt each other. But no, when the intensity steps up on game day, he's miles behind.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Go on, lose your Arsenal.
All right. So that was our highlight for a game of the week. Let's talk about one of the lowlights now in European football, and we're talking about the incident with Juve, Mr. Keane and Bonucci, teammates.
Let me take my belt out. I won't take my belt out, but come on, you can go ahead. I have my belt in my hand though. You're going to beat people.
You know how I feel about this. We keep saying this is all about the money. If you don't hurt these owners, you don't hurt these clubs, you don't hurt these fans, where it hurts them when it comes to money, right? When it comes to money, then nothing will be done.
Right.
We're going to talk to the blue in the face. And it's not only at Juve, it's not only in Italy. We talk about this, look at how they treat Mario Balotelli. Balotelli is an Italian. So we talk about this and it's like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they see Balotelli as an Italian. Nor in this case with Bonucci, he doesn't see his teammate as a teammate either. He is something less than, and that is the problem with. And we keep seeing this particularly. We've seen it universally, but we keep seeing it particularly in Italy. It's usually the same thing. It's like, even though you are with me, whether it be Balotelli being an Italian, or whether it be in this case with Bonucci and Keane, even though you are with me as a teammate, even though you are with me as someone who fights in the trenches, you are somehow less than.
Yeah.
And given an opportunity,
Yeah.
I am going to show you to the wolves versus someone who is from my, what I say, social structure or social class or whatever it is, but they're not on my team.
Right.
Now, when Bonucci scored in this game, and he ran to the corner flag, and he did a wheel of a celebration, right? And then his excuse was, maybe it is how Keane celebrated. This is the way Keane celebrated.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a famous emoji.
Right.
That is how he celebrated. Palms up, raised up, and he's like, what do you want me to do now? He didn't run anywhere, It was right behind the goal. He kicked the ball in the goal. He ran to the side of the goal, looking at the crowd, saying this. Both him and his coach, Bonucci, meaning so both the captain and the coach, alluded to the fact that you are almost deserving based on your celebration.
And that's a fair interpretation. And I have my belt out because you're on a team, right? And regardless, we all played on teams before we don't like our teammates. But once we put on a jersey, we are one team. But Nucci proved, like I said, that some players amongst them are substandard. And it wasn't until he got public pressure where he came out and came with a little half a apology or half a response.
Well, that's even not his words. I listened to Banucci in an interview, and then I see the written document.
Right.
Banucci does not speak like what I see in the written document.
I agree. He deserve a beating.
But what do we do at this point? At this point,
but we can't do anything. Look at this. Kyle Walker he wrote something, sent a statement to say he can't wait to see the back of football, right? He's saying because Kyle Walker has been abused, right? Kyle Walker has been racially abused as well. So he's saying that, the whole football is politics and the players are not being protected. And I watched Pep being asked this question because Kyle said what players and coaches should do is walk off the pitch.
I have been saying that for years.
And hats off to Harry Kane, because Harry Kane come out and say, if I am on the pitch and that happens, I am taking my teammates off. So hats off to Harry Kane. When the question was put to Pep said, they asked Pep, do you agree with Kyle Walker saying if you're on the pitch and you're racially abused, you should come off the pitch? Pep said, no, I don't agree. He should stay on the pitch and fight. So when he said that, I remember who? Yaya Toure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not only Yaya Toure. We said the same thing when what was the Barca striker back before
Eto'o. Yeah.
When Eto'o was being racially abused, Eto'o wanted to walk off the team. They hugged Eto'o and bring him back on the team. I feel and like, yo, don't walk off, that kind of way.
You remember who was hugging him? Ronaldinho.
Yeah, but there was a lot of Italians also, hopefully, on the field too.
Well, was it Barca? I think it was Ronaldinho, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Ronaldinho, yeah. The thing with Pep, and I'm going to give Pep the leeway. I'm going to give Pep some leeway. And I'm going to think from a coach's perspective now. Remember now, the coach has two jobs. He has to represent the players, and he also has to represent the team, right? Mm-hmm. You're representing the board. You're representing the owner. My question now is, what is ownership? What is leadership stance on racism? Has leadership spoken to coaches, the representatives on the field? When has the owners come out? When have we ever heard an owner come out and say, I am against racism?
Oh, they've all said it in politically correct terms. Here's the issue with racism in football. Nobody wants to pay a price for it. So nobody wants to see the board doesn't want to think about, okay, am I going to pay a political price by taking away points from a team that walked off the field and said they forfeit? No team want to risk losing these said points by walking off the field and say they forfeit.
I think it's bigger than the points. I think it's and the point where I'm leading to is the fans. If your fans, or if Italian fans, I'm an Italian owner, and if the Italian fans come out and is jeering the players, guys, let's be fair. Let's be 100% fair. You have some people out there that are doing racist chants. I am going to say that they are not 100% racist. What they're trying to do is get into these players' heads. And this is an opportunity for them to get into their heads.
Well, you are trying to get in someone's head to find out if you're racist or you're not.
Yeah.
I mean, if you say homophobic slurs, we suspect that you are homophobic.
It's possible. But then this is a competition now. So if you are trying to get the one up, there's a
lot of things you can say to people to one up on them versus. But if that is where you go to, it says more about you.
I agree with you, but we don't know what else is being said in the stands. We highlight the racist comments. But then all that aside, if an owner now come out and say, look, I am completely against the fans that are doing it. If the fans now can come out and say, well, I ain't paying for no more games. Are the owners willing to take that risk? Are the owners willing to lose 50% revenue in the stands over a black player?
No, I think they do. I think they say it. Come on, I'm gonna let you speak here in a minute. I think they say it all the time in a junior, but
Right.
where the rubber meets the road is that a tepid response, a politically savvy response, is not the same thing as paying a price. I've heard owners say the same thing, including AC Milan that Balotelli played for at some point. I've heard a former premier said these things as well, and his side has a lot of those fan base, and I've heard him say these things. But that is not the issue. Talk is cheap. When are you going to pay this price for it? Whether either it be by worrying about the board sanctioning you or the FA sanctioning you by walking off the field, or if you're in the chase and you walk off the field and lose. So that is the thing. These people who are mostly white do not want to pay this price. Pep do not want to risk saying that because he don't want to lose any of the 4 trophies that he's vying for, because he might walk off the field and 2 points going to be scored.
I agree.
Go ahead, come on. I'm sorry. Come on.
Yeah, my thing is this, right? At what point are we going to start protecting the players? I mean, no employee wants to go to work and feel unsafe. So I am saying, if you are a club who are not protecting your players, then players will not want to come to your club. You won't get players who want to come and play for you because this is not what they want to do. They're not all a Danny Alves who will just throw the banana and he'll pick it up and eat it. Not everybody. For the entire game, they were chanting racist chants at this young man. He's 19. And then now that he's in the limelight, people are still being racist towards him. His own teammates, even the owner for the club. So at what point do we start protecting these players? You have players who are playing in the World Cup, and it's a big, prestigious event, and they don't want their family members there because of the racism. They can't stamp it out. They have to. They can penalize the clubs, they can penalize the fans, and they can penalize the owners. It's all about money. Yeah. As long as it's not hurting the bottom line, it's going to be brushed under the rug, and they're going to say, guess what? You're a footballer, you're making thousands of pounds or euros a week, you're supposed to toughen up. That's what they're going to say. So we're not going to see a solution, we're not going to see a fix to this issue until people start to pay for it out of their pockets.
And in wrapping up, I remember, I think of Yaya Toure, who said something very poignant this week. And he says, you're going to always have this in football until these FAs are a more diverse bunch, until these FAs reflect the players' race, nationality that are on the field, then you'll have all these issues, because when the FA is representative of that, then more strident action will be taken. So
I agree.
I agree too.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so let's try to go away from the negative, and then let's think about the exciting thing that European football will bring up, especially this coming week. And I've talked about the preview of the Champions League football.
You say you go away from the negative. I'm a Manchester United fan.
Well, let's hope. You can hope. I mean, the other day you said if they put Messi on the left-hand side. Go ahead, get your Manchester United Barcelona prediction since you opened the game.
I'm predicting 3-2 Manchester United.
What is this now, Lord? Who is this person speaking? Where's Junior? Bring back Junior, because this is not the person who is speaking truth. What is this?
Ask again, come on. Bring back Junior, really. No, tell us about Shaw and, Messi being on the left. I mean, you had a lot to say.
Yeah, if Messi plays on the right wing, I think we have a good chance of neutralizing him.
Because Luke Shaw will be that antidote.
Luke Shaw will neutralize him. If Messi goes to the middle, we have some problems.
All right, come on, for equal time. Fair and balanced. What say you about this Barcelona-Man U game?
It's not going to be a blowout. I mean, Man U, they're going to put up a good fight. They're going to score a 1 goal, but Barca machine will be too much for them. I predict 4-1. 4-1. And this is even when we have Malcolm on the pitch. You can throw in all Prince if you want to. You know, I don't care. Put Vidal on there too. It's still 4-1 Barca.
Well, I see this a 3-1 victory to Barcelona. I don't see Man U having a chance.
You guys know the game is being played in England, right?
And?
And?
All right.
Are you saying that Barcelona is not a mental team? We've seen them play against mentally strong teams. Are you saying that they're going to be afraid of little Manchester United crowd?
Who was Man U's last fixture?
We played against Wolves.
And that was in where? England?
In Wolves.
In England, right?
Yes,
That's
yes.
a country?
Yeah.
What was the score?
2-1.
All right.
We gave up our own goal.
No,
So
what-
Wolves are very prolific goal scorers, right?
Why is Junior whispering the score? I mean, a while ago he was talking so loudly about the Barcelona losing to Man U, and then you asked him about the Wolves score, and I could hardly hear him.
Let me tell you.
I only hear one.
Let me tell you, Manchester United has one advantage over the next 2 legs. Speed and counter-attack. That's their only advantage. Now, Barcelona is going to try to maintain 70% of the ball. I'll give them that. But I will put my midfield versus Barcelona.
You know what? Just cut it out. On to the next game. On to the next game. Spurs versus City. Because this is taking this Spurs versus City. Come on. How do you see the Spurs versus City game?
2-1 City.
I have the Spurs versus City game a draw.
I have it a draw, too. 1-1 draw.
It is going to be interesting match. City and Spurs play 3 times within the next 5 weeks. And this is going to be where the rubber meets the road for Man City.
You're dreaming.
I am serious. I am serious. One of the games will be, of course, in the long-awaited stadium that Spurs have been waiting for so long. So we'll see. We will see.
This is the same Spurs that had Liverpool on the ropes and couldn't complete the game.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think they have extra motivation to concentrate and prove something more.
All right.
This is the same Spurs that is on the doorstep of being kicked out of number 4 position. All right? And this is the same Spurs that want to show its supporters something, especially in this new stadium that they over budgeted by over $100 million.
Okay. All right. We'll see.
Come on.
I don't know what to say about Spurs. Today Spurs are, tomorrow Spurs cool.
All right. So being cold, Liverpool versus Porto.
A foregone conclusion for me.
I think Porto going to pull it out. I think it's going to be either 1-0 Porto or a 2-1 Porto. Because I see Porto is like a little machine. And I watched them play the other day against Roma, and I was impressed, especially by all. It's either Pepe is getting old or he has matured. He was just excellent on the ball on both ends. No unnecessary roughness, no unnecessary fouls. He was even there to clear the ball off the line. But I see Porto working Liverpool.
Come on, that was against Roma.
That was against my boy used to play for Chelsea. What's his name again? They could strike out.
Look here, don't worry yourself about that enough, because the other day Wolves beat Man U 2-1. So stop it.
That was about. We talking about. We are talking about. Yeah, Junior, how dare you bring up Chelsea? We talk about big people football. Yeah. So honestly though, it's easy. It's an easy 2-1 victory for me. It's an easy 2-1 victory for Poole, and I think because there is some shortages in finding opportunities, but I think Poole will have a lot of opportunities. It's just that they won't be able to finish.
The more Porto attack, the easier they're going to get scored against.
Right. And I don't think, as you talk about Pepe, he can't keep up.
Exactly.
He will. Salah going to rock him to sleep.
He's not going to shade left on his left side. That's Salah. He's not going to shade right. because that's Mane.
Uh-huh.
You going to stand up and make Bobby Firmino run at your full speed on a counter attack? Man, go sit down here, man.
This one doesn't look good, but I mean, you know, I'm glad to see that just like your team, Chelsea, you are consistent. Consistently wrong, but consistent. So
we shall see. I am screenshotting this conversation.
Okay. You know, we have some other screenshot versus Bayern, and I need to pull out all of those as well.
I can't recall.
Okay.
But the biggest match, obviously, are the next one.
So yes, that we save the best for last.
Yeah,
Ajax versus Juve. No. CR7 still injured.
He will be playing. He's playing.
You think he will play?
He is playing. 100% playing.
Reports out of Italy is that CR7 will not play until the return leg of this one.
I think he's going to give it a go this week. I think he's going to give it.
Do you think he will start?
No, he'll be on the bench as an emergency. I feel.
Okay.
I feel.
All right. How do you see the results of the game?
This one is playing in Ajax, right?
Right.
First leg is Ajax.
Yeah.
Ajax will win 1-0 or probably 2-1. I think Juventus' main goal is trying to go there and get an away goal. They are a very pragmatic team. They just want to score an away goal.
Come on, what say you?
2-1 Ajax.
Yes, I think it's all three of us saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I think Ajax is definitely going to pull it off. But I say Juve won't score. I say it's going to be a 2-0.
No, okay.
You know,
one word to the wise though, Ajax, do not let Juventus get comfortable. Anyhow, Juventus get comfortable on that field, because we talk about a mentally strong team.
Mm-hmm.
If Juventus get comfortable, Ajax will be starved.
All right. So let's go to the other end of European football with the Europa League. So Arsenal plays
Napoli. Is it Napoli?
Napoli this coming week. How do you see that game?
Carlo has something to prove.
Yeah, I think the way he flared out of the Champions League, he definitely has something to prove.
And
the group stages were tough enough for him, you know. The group, because he had PSG, Liverpool, and Shakhtar.
Yeah.
Come on, what do you say about the Carlo Ancelotti's Napoli and Emery, who is a Europa coach? I mean, he's
Napoli winning this one. I give it 2-1.
All right.
I give them that.
And then the rest of the fixture you have.
You should know Chelsea.
but I don't even know what's the name of this team. Slavia Praha. I don't even know this team. So yeah, Chelsea going to equal to a 1-0 win because he going to decide that he need to score this trip.
All right, Julia, what say you?
Come on, Chelsea gone through. Chelsea.
Yes, I think this is Chelsea's swan song.
Yeah.
This is all they have played for because, of course, they won't be top 4, and this is.
We don't know that yet.
No.
Come on.
They won't
of course, they won't be top 4. So this is what Chelsea is playing for. So I picked Chelsea to go on through as well. All right. Any tidbits that you guys are looking for the rest of the season or next week? I mean, we're coming to the pinnacle of the seasons in Europe now. Champions League, Europa League is about to wrap up. They're in semi-final stages.
Right.
And the domestic leagues are down to 5 games.
We never even really touch on it because we're pressed for time. But Dortmund they just prove that they are just dark men. You know? They need to just dash way. Just pack it up and go home, man. Don't play anymore. You guys are running away with the league starting out, and as soon as the rubber meet the road, Bayern come up and say, we're going to show you how to play football. Manchester United, my side, dash way too. You have a chance yes, you have a chance to get in the top 4, and Wolves just kick in your bottom and run it go home. One thing this is proving right now is showing the cream rising to the top for all the leagues. Bayern is showing that they're the cream of Germany. Liverpool and Man City showing that they're the cream of England. Forget about trying to beat these teams right now.
Okay. Come on. What are your highlights for the tail end of the season in European football, particularly? I mean, you can bring MLS in there as well, because I've noticed you've omitted the game that you were at yesterday. Ball Chat, we got a field report, and it was 2 seconds.
Listen, after the first 10 minutes, I was cheering for LAFC. Carlos Vela is the best player in MLS, bar none, hands down. Right behind him is the little Conte machine, Latif Blessing. It was a clinic.
Yes,
Ben also was so outplayed by Bob Bradley. It wasn't even funny. And then Rooney decided to break the man's ankle, so he got a red card, and it was deserving. He deserved it. But he did nothing the whole game. And that 4-0 score, it should have been 6 or 7 because LAFC had a couple more chances.
I count 8 easy goals.
It was a crazy game.
Yeah, I counted 8 easy goals. So for me, yesterday, Junior, you were right. I watched some ball yesterday, and this looked like when big side got country go play some traditionally secondary school or just turn high school, and them I get back up.
Yeah.
To see Dortmund and Bayern just look like they were men playing against boys.
Dortmund.
They were slow. These guys were toying with them. It was like a cat messing with a rat just before name off him.
And it says a lot.
And Arsenal should actually try and get back Serge, because he played his heart out yesterday. He had a very good game.
And then, of course, Camon said as much as I needed to say about the devastatingly ass whooping that DC United got from a team that flew across the country.
But listen, it's 2 first place teams, and LAFC showed why they are really number one. I mean, like, if they continue playing like this, they will actually win the cup.
So
I mean,
DC's first place in what? Come on.
The game was just so well rounded. Every angle, LAFC had it covered. They were all wide, they were in the middle, they were up top, they were defensive. I mean, it was just a clinic. It was a very good game.
Yes.
But one other game that I enjoyed was the Orlando City and Colorado game. Nani scored his goal, and Nani is playing like a man possessed.
No, he's playing against lesser competition. Come on.
Yeah.
He's playing against lesser competition. But yes, big respect to especially LAFC. Blessing, it was a blessing to watch that young man. They said he's 22 years old.
He's not 22. It's our next Freddie Adu. He's not 22. So let us stop talking about him and him 22-year-old self.
I have a FIFA aged friend and I. What he told me is that, listen, he do not like repping players from the motherland because he cannot be sure about their age.
He's correct.
But Rossi, we were sure about the clinic that Rossi put on as well.
He was good.
Yeah, he all right. So, all right. On to international. Just one little segment here. Just an update for those who follow the Reggae Girls. Friendly against South Africa. It was 1-1. Ended up 1-1. Scary moments there in the end. Reggae Girls conceded a penalty late. Come on, what were your thoughts?
We look tired. I mean, we look like we got to South Africa yesterday. I mean, I'm not sure about this one striker thing. I'm concerned about playing with one forward. So they need to fix it. They need to fix it quickly. South Africa was okay. I mean, they were fast. But we were up to the challenge. We were physical, and that was good. I like that we were not afraid of tackling or defending. But for most of the game, we were playing hot patty. We were taking the ball. We were not composed enough, and we were losing possession. But hats off to Khadija Shah. She worked for a goal. So 1-1 was a well-deserved score.
I have an issue though. Like for me, for international friendlies, first of all, what I love about international friendlies is you get a chance to see what the team is working on during practice, right? And my major issue right now is the location of the game. We're playing in South Africa. It's winter. You're about to play the World Cup in France in the summer. Those girls look, like Kamon said, they look tired. They were lethargic. They look cold.
Again, I told Kamon something earlier. You have to go to who call you or who wants you. So if you get an international friendly from South Africa request, then you go. I don't see anybody else beating down the door to request friendlies.
That is true.
But
Yeah.
no, maybe true, but I mean, we qualify for the World Cup. That means our marketing agency, our marketing department is not working.
That's
we are
where I was
work bound.
Yeah.
We should be getting people who want to play against us. England just played Canada and Christine Sinclair, score 1-0, beat England. We should be getting those quality teams.
That is-
not to disrespect South Africa, but I just don't think South Africa is the only team out there that we can play. We are a history making team. They need to do better.
And the thing is, when teams are preparing for competitions, if you know who your competition is, you're in a round. All your practice games should be mirroring what your competition should look like. Who does South Africa look like that Jamaica will be playing?
Maybe Australia.
No, man, stop it. Australia, big side, right? But my issue is, like Kamon said, and we're going to have a whole JFF show again. And we're going to have to really,
No, we're not going to have any more JFF.
No, we have to. We'll have to dig into the business of football because Brazil is very technical. South Africa showed some technical ability today, and maybe that is the reason why they picked South Africa, or why. Like I said, we don't know who's knocking down the doors.
South Africa requested. I know South Africa requested this friendly.
Right, but Jamaica could have easily. Why Jamaica can't play against Canada? Why you have to fly all the way to South Africa? Go for Canada.
Maybe Canada FA didn't offer the money that South Africa FA is offering.
Forget about the money right now.
But it should be about the money at this point.
Yes,
it's
got to be about the money. Come on, because
we need the money or whatever. But we need, as Junior said, we need games that mirror our competition. We're going to play against Brazil, Australia, and Italy. They don't play like South Africa. So what did we learn from our game today? That we can score against South Africa? Is that what we want to learn from? That's not what we want to learn.
Yes, but it's also a business of football. One of the reasons why they look tired is because they just finished arguing about the said money. So you have to go to some place that's gonna pay you the money.
Oh my God.
This is about the business of football.
They already said they figure out their money.
Right,
So
that's why they look tired, because they
let us take out their word for it until we see it in the gleaner. That's not how we go. But Jonah is correct. We have to get competition that mirrors the team that we are going to play in the real competition. It don't make any sense. Yeah. I mean, the Chile was okay, but what did we learn from those things? I am going to support the Reggae Girls regardless, but I am not impressed.
In all fairness, though, at least Chile is a South American team.
All right, let's go. Let's go to the lesser of the evils, the lesser talent, the Reggae Boys. They have some Gold Cup matches coming up. There's going to be one against US in.
Which game they're playing at the stadium? DC. Yeah.
DC.
Mm-hmm.
And that is when is that? Come on, because
I think it's June 7th or June 17th. June.
So make sure we are at the Sheraton. Okay, come on. And they have a couple more matches coming up. So what do you expect in this Gold Cup round?
Tapa just pick the right team.
Why? Waka is not the right side?
Oh?
The side that includes teams that don't have players that don't have a team. That's not the right fit.
Nobody don't pick players who don't have a club or who's not match ready. So let us not go back into that. That is ridiculousness. That's ridiculousness. We need players who, you know what would be nice? Like, okay, we need players who play against some people. So a Darren Mattox is good, a Corey Burke is good, a Kemar Lawrence is good because them actually play against these people who are going to be playing in the Gold Cup. So, I mean, he just needs to find the right balance. And he can't get players, fly them in Thursday for a game on Saturday. That's not how people gel. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
All right.
They're not fit. I see something about Damian Lowe. Damian Lowe fly go round the world just to go one place to play a ball game. So by the time him reach, he's tired. They need to do better.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is our edition of Ball Chat this episode. As usual, we'll round up with our power ranking. Ball Chat Power Ranking, as usual, is presented to you by our friendly folks over there at Blazing Fire. Mr. Ben is not here to ask for any chicken today, so I guess they'll appreciate that. So, we'll start with the folks who got exited out of our power ranking last week. Dortmund got exited out to their 5-0 thrashing. They were last week's number 9, I should say. Arsenal, of course, they got exited as well because they lost 1-0 to the Merseyside side Everton, which they could have easily gotten 4. So this week number 10 is Major League's MLS LAFC. After putting on a thrashing on DC United, we have to give the MLS some love for that. Number 9, Bayern, who came back into the league by beating Dortmund 5-0. Number 8, PSG. At last check, they were on a 2-all draw.
Yeah,
I think
2-all.
it was.
I think it finished 2-all.
Number 7, Tottenham, fresh off a beat in Crystal Palace earlier on in the week. Porto remains at climbs to number 6. Ajax remain at number 5. Our top 5 position remains basically the same, featuring most of our players semi-final Champions League. Juve number 4, Barca number 3, Man City number 2, and Liverpool number 1. No surprise that those are the teams we expect to win to go further on in the Champions League as well, especially the top 4. So, as usual, follow us on our social media. We have Ball Chat on Twitter, Ball Chat Instagram. Check us out on for voice podcast on Mixcloud, and of course, we will have our Ball Chat video upload on YouTube. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. This is Ball Chat, another episode. Thanks for being with us, and we are out.
Little more. Come on later.
Yeah, bless up. Bye.